and welcome. You have tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. I'm Shrishti Sharma, and with me today is Soumit Sarkar. And viewers, this is the show where you get answers for all your stock-related queries. Hope that financial year 2024 has been a great year for you, and the very first day of FY25 has kick-started with a bang and all-time high levels coming in for the Nifty 50, and the markets still now are sustaining those gains. When we talk about the bank Nifty today, so the cheer and the rally we are witnessing on that particular index as well, 425 points of gain on that index. Other than that, the middle counters are shining bright today, and the top gainers in Nifty 50 are coming from the likes of JSW Steel, Tata Steel, as well as Hindalco are shining bright and taking the Nifty higher. Across the board, we are seeing the rally continuing, but on the flip side, the auto counters are reacting a little negatively, though we can also say that it is some bit of a profit booking that is kicking in some of these auto names, like Hero MotoCorp is down about 1%, M&M, the auto sales data just came a while back, is also down 1% now, and Eicher Motors is also seen to be drifting lower, apart from Bajaj Auto as well. If we talk about the broader markets, then the strength is clearly visible on the benchmark indices from the small and the mid cap end. Both of them are holding on to the gains of over 1% now. And if you look at the advanced decline ratio, then on NSE you will see that more than 2100 stocks are holding on to the gains, while only 253 stocks, let me correct myself, are declining now. So the cheer across the markets is what we are witnessing, and we are sure that amidst this market volatility, you will be having a lot of stock specific queries, and we will try to take as many answers as possible with our experts for today. So let's start taking your queries then, and just a caveat that viewers, you can connect with us live on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing on the top of your screen, and you can also write to us on our social media pages, that is X as well as Facebook, and we will try to get as many queries as possible. We are skipping the lens so that we can get many queries from you, like as many as possible. So let's start. And the first query that I have, let me take from Rajiv from Mumbai. And Ashish, this query is coming in on L&T Finance. Okay, before that, let me welcome both of our guests and introduce them as well. On the fundamental side, we are being joined by Ashish Maheshwari. As on the technical front, we are being joined by Kunal Bothra. Very good morning to both of you. And Ashish, the first query, like I was mentioning, is coming from Rajiv, and he wants advice on L&T Finance. He has bought the 1,000 shares at a price of 150 rupees. What's the view coming in? Good to hold this counter, or maybe book some profits at higher levels?
I suggest to remain invested because still stock is down almost 10% from 50 to week high of almost 179. And the way we have seen traction coming in other NBFCs like Poonawalla, Bajaj Finance, Aditya Birla also. I think L&T Finance will also soon hit 50 to week high of 180. So though I'm not having very big target for L&T Finance, but still 180 is the target on which you can plan exit. But remain invested for time being.
From Subramaniam from Chennai, and he wants to know what is the short to medium term target when it comes to Himadri Specialty. He has around 60 shares bought at a price of 57 rupees.
So good morning. So my sense is that the stock should at least try and make a clawback towards the 50 DMA. Currently the 50 DMA is placed at 348. So maybe over the next 1 to 2 weeks, if there is any kind of a recovery for the stock further, then and the 50 DMA slopes down, then maybe closer to 335, 340 could be a potential near-term target which you can look out for the stock.
All right. Next query that I have is coming in from Satya Veni, and Ashish, he's a long-term investor and wants an advice on two counters. Firstly is the large cap major, that is L&T. Can he go ahead and still make a purchase at current market price? Is this a good entry point? And he also wanted advice on Rainbow Children Hospitals. What's your take in both of these counters?
L&T is concerned, the stock has touched 52-week high today, and this is India's number one again infra company with 4.7 lakh crore pending order execution. So you can't go wrong in L&T as far as this particular space is concerned. And they are now quite diversified portfolio also. So in my view, remain invested here till election time is over. I am expecting 4,000 rupees should reach in L&T in L&T asset. As a Rainbow General Hospital is concerned, again, these stocks like hospital stocks are also doing well, and they will continue to do well because the way purchasing power is going up, these specialty hospitals will get more and more business. And Rainbow, being a dominant player in southern part of India, will be another beneficiary of this rising purchasing power. So my suggestion will be to remain invested in both. Rainbow, my target is 1,600 rupees in next 6 months.
Well, the next query is from Pradeep from Kolkata, and he's currently sitting on good profits. He has around 30 shares of Prestige Estates bought at a price of 588, 300 shares of Aventel bought at a price of 29 rupees. He wants to know whether should he continue to hold both these counters for long term, or should he book profits and switch to Wipro for a long term, for say for 3 years point of view. Ashish, what would be your view here?
No, shifting to Wipro won't be that prudent idea because Wipro is one of the laggard if you see in this IT rally, and IT stocks are not performing also that great. As far as Aventel is concerned, you have multiplied your money by almost 3 times, but in my view, still those levels of 140 which we saw in Aventel some time back. From there, some correction was there, and still stock looks attractive to me. So I suggest both stocks remain invested and don't shift to Wipro.
All right, moving on then, and Ashi, I beg your pardon, Kunal, the next query that I have is coming in on Hindustan Copper, one of the star performers today. And Anu from Gurgaon wants to know, at this point in time, will that be a good buy to enter for a medium term?
Well, yeah, so I've been bullish on the stock, and I think over the last few days, closer to 245 to 50 levels is where we'd initiated a buy, because there was a point when the stock had formed a double bottom for itself, and commodities and copper on the global asset class front, I think that was a asset class which made, I think, a 3-year high or more than that. I think on the back of it, the stock had to go into a recovery. The breakout of the life high levels or the recent high levels for Hindustan Copper is yet to be done. I think if I'm not wrong, it's around 307 or 308 odd mark. It still looks quite strong, and looking at the way many of the commodity asset classes are moving across the globe, I believe that there should be a significant upside for many of these names, including Hindustan Copper, also from the medium term basis. So it's a global rally, commodities driven rally specifically. So I think in that aspect, you can continue to hold on to Hindustan Copper. If you're looking to buy, I think these could be good levels where you can look to start buying the stock at current stage, and then in case if the stock dips down towards 290 mark, that could be a further point where you may look to add further.
Well, the next query is from Krish from Chennai, and it's for you, Ashish. He's a senior citizen and he's been holding SBI Life and Airtel as long-term safe bets. He wants to know what is your view on both these counters currently?
Yes, as far as SBI Life is concerned, again, one of the good performer stock in life insurance segment, and stock is just 50, 60 rupees away from 50 to week high, and from lows of almost 1070, 80, stock has given good returns. Again, the sector is in demand, and the way reforms are happening in insurance sector, like their own dedicated portal, etc., and so many other things happening in insurance sector as far as reforms are concerned will benefit leaders like SBI Life. So my suggestion will be to remain invested in SBI Life is concerned. And which was other stock?
Bharti Airtel is the other stock.
Yeah, Bharti Airtel is again consistent performer stock in the last few months. And along with Indus Tower, both these stocks are looking good to me because again, the way ARPU is going up for these companies and the losses they have curtailed down in overseas businesses, Bharti Airtel looks very promising to me. So Bharti Airtel and in fact Indus Tower also can be added even at this price point, and you can continue to remain invested for long run also.
Moving on then, and Kunal, the next query that I have is coming in from Dr. Zenith, and she's writing to us for the first time, and she wants an advice on two counters. Firstly is Triveni Turbine. She has 200 shares at a price of 463 rupees, sitting at good profits in this one. And she also has 200 shares of Petronet LNG, but from a price of 284 rupees. What to do in both of these names? Good to hold on or maybe book out some profits at this point. And she also wants to invest in Crompton Greaves. So at current market price, will that be a good entry point to enter?
So I think all three of the investments are interesting. So Triveni Turbine I think is one of the stronger ones, which looks attractive. In fact, I'd been recommending the stock sub 500 levels, and still at current levels of 565, 570 where the stock is trading right now. The chart patterns are very strong for Triveni Turbine. So I think it's now a matter of time frame as well as risk appetite. I'm assuming you have both in terms of on the longer term basis. So I would probably suggest to hold on to these stocks. Triveni Turbine specifically, Petronet LNG also, even though the stock is lower than your cost price, 265.6 is where the stock is trading.
Sure.
I would believe it's a very good level where you could look to add further.
All right, thank you so much for that, Kunal. But welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, and viewers, just to note that as RBI turns 90, this big event is going on in Mumbai. We just heard the RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das as well as FM's Nirmala Sitharaman, and in a short while from now we will be hearing from the Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. So we will look out to that speech. But in this show, let's get back to all your stock related queries. Then we have both of our guests with us, and moving on to the next query that I have is coming in on Mastac. And Ashish, what's your advice coming in on this? Because Subrata Mukherjee wants to buy Mastac with a long-term investment horizon. So what will be your view on this?
No, actually, I'm not that big fan of Mastac because again, Mastac issue is that they are quite focused on the UK market and insurance sector per se. So, and particularly government businesses they are focusing on. And I'm not expecting any major growth coming from companies focusing on the UK market because the fragile economy status is there. So instead of this, I'll prefer more frontline tech companies if you want to look at so KPITs or Tata Elxsi or persistent system type companies can give you much better return than Master.
Next query is from Padmasiva Rao from Bangalore, and it's on one of the top gainers in trade today. It's DLF. He has around 200 shares bought at a price of 505 rupees. Kunal, what do you suggest him? Should he sell 50 shares of DLF here and buy Sunteck Realty, DLF versus Sunteck? Where would your preference lie?
No, I would suggest to stick to DLF because I think it's a performing stock. It's a leader from the entire real estate pack in terms of the way the stock had moved up higher. I remember I think the stock was almost at 360, 370 when that breakout happened for itself, moving towards 500 mark, and now on the verge of coming closer to that 4-digit levels for DLF, and that's quite some time when the stock was almost at 4-digit levels. So I believe that it's a very strong trend in the making. Sunteck Realty on the other hand is trading below its 200-day moving average. So the trends are quite in contrast within the real estate pack. I would not suggest a switch from DLF to Sunteck, at least as of now.
All right, moving on then, and the next query that I have, Ashish, is coming in from UN Pillai from Kerala, and I guess he's also writing to us for the first time, and he has Skippers Limited. One of the counters on the back of the brokerage note has been buzzing off late, and Mr. Pillai is holding 250 shares at a price of 280 rupees. Good to hold on or maybe look to book out some profits here?
I'd suggest to remain invested as far as this stock is concerned. Again, very promising commentaries we have seen in Copper Limited, and if we see last couple of quarterly numbers, they are also quite consistent. And at 3,300 crore market cap, a company which is expecting very high CAGR growth for next few years, I think it makes sense to remain invested. The stock is already down by 20% from 50 to week high because the small cap, mid cap carnage. So, in my view, is it in fact a good time to start accumulating a skipper instead of booking profit?
Query is from Dilesh Joshi from Mumbai. He wants to buy GMR Airport and Mahindra Life Spaces for long term. Ashish, would you suggest him to buy both these counters for long term?
The GMR Airport, as far as concerned, this a very volatile kind of a stock and move in a narrow range, and this is a stock which comes down very fast whenever market turmoils are there. So I'm not directly advising now to look at GMR and Airport at this price point. In my view, if you have to buy the GMR Airport stock, then wait for 75 rupees, and in any correction, you can
Okay,
accumulate this.
but
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.